The CWD Symposium presents The Bond Between Science and Disability, Forging New Capabilities for Inclusion, which was featured at the 256th ACS National Meeting in New Orleans. We are honored to have George L. Hurd give a PowerPoint presentation on Designing for Accessibility in a Blended Learning Course.
All right, thanks, Lee. Thanks for the opportunity to speak to this group. I'm at University of North Carolina, Asheville, and I'd like to talk about some strategies for course design resulting in greater accessibility, and in some of the outcomes from putting together a very accessible blended learning course. To start, since not a lot of people know exactly where I'm from, University of North Carolina, Asheville is a public liberal arts institution. We've got about 4,000 students. We've grown over the last few years. Our typical class sizes are 30 to 50, and although I have used this strategy in both general chemistry and inorganic chemistry courses, I'm going to talk primarily about the general chemistry course, which I typically have 50 students in a section. We are about 40 to 60% traditional students and transfer students, so I have a fairly wide range. We also have, because of our location, and I've put a map of North Carolina here with a very poorly placed pin in Asheville, which is in the very far left. I do not have a laser pointer, but I have fingers, so we'll see how we go through that. We are completely undergraduate. So I have no TAs or assistants in teaching any of my classes. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, I just want to explain what blended learning is. And it's a kind of a mixture, a hybrid class of online learning and synchronous learning. Oh, now I have a laser pointer. This is where I do that thing where you point and circle words as you are reading them. The idea behind blended learning is to remove the content delivery from the classroom. So content delivery is completely asynchronous pre-work. I record 3 to 4 video lectures per class meeting, and the students then can view those at their convenience and as many times as they need. And at the end of the 3 to 4 videos, there is a quiz that is entirely comprehension, a multiple choice 5-question quiz. When we actually get to the classroom, the only thing that we do in the classroom is a group assignment. My group sizes are 3 to 4 students. I allow students to largely self-select their groups. I do play a little mixing, matching, Professor Godsbody. And my role during class is to circulate and observe and assist and have actual discussions, meaningful discussions with the students while they are attempting these group assignments. At the end of the class, we have online homework, and because there are multiple sections of general chemistry offered in any one semester, we have common homework and common exams spread across all sections. Not all sections are following the blended learning method. What I'd like to spend most of my time on today is talking about the design of content delivery, and I apologise to any faculty members whose feelings I may hurt during this talk. We extemporise far too much. We tell our stories, we go off on tangents, and it is easy for a student to lose the message. So each of my videos is one major concept. You might want to call it student learning outcomes. I like calling them major concepts. One major concept per video. I create the videos in PowerPoint They all have the same format. There's a title slide explaining what this video is going to be about, and then 3 to 4 content slides. And this is fully scripted. I completely write out what I'm going to say. I still sometimes include a story or two if I think it's going to keep within the time period. I also try to limit these videos, when possible, to 5 minutes. We know that is the YouTube attention span. Yes. And so on the right-hand side of this slide, I have a picture of the script that I would use while I'm recording the video. So there is a script that says the opening slide and then has the text, and then slide 1, and then the text that would go with slide 1. I host these videos on YouTube. I upload videos as unlisted. Unlisted is your magic. I'm going to give you some YouTube magic formulas here. Unlisted means that you get a shareable URL for your video, but your video cannot be searched for. Your video can be viewed by anyone to whom you give the URL. This because YouTube, the other option would be to go private on YouTube, but that requires all students to have a YouTube account as well. So these unlisted videos can be embedded in Moodle, or they could be directly shared via email, instant message, or the like. So I do this by embedding in Moodle, and I have a picture on the slide of what the YouTube upload screen looks like if you have chosen unlisted as your video type. One of the greatest facilities of YouTube is the ability to caption. If you've on the left-hand side, I have the Screen Manager screen from YouTube, and it's showing several videos. You can see the titles of the videos. The top one is called CH06 Analysis. Below that is CH0X Limiting Example. It shows the times of the videos, and there is an Edit tab, and if you click on the Edit tab, one of the options that's available to you is subtitles/closed captioning. On the right-hand side, I have an image of the option that comes up when you choose that subtitle closed captioning. One of the options is to transcribe and set settings, transcribe and set timings. YouTube will automatically set the timings if you paste in a script. So if you paste in a script, you will keep all of your punctuation, capitalization. This is particularly important if you are giving any chemical formulas or giving a formula unit, say NaCl. It will keep it in our chemical script. You can, it will take YouTube about 3 minutes to complete captions for a 5-minute video if you do it using the automatic captioning option. One thing that I did not know and was not obvious is that captions, once set, must be reviewed and saved before they become active. On the left-hand side, I've shown the screen that comes up when you choose to review your automatically set captions. The video with the captions is on the right-hand side. The left-hand side blocks out the periods of time and what text will appear on the screen during that time. And then at the very bottom is a track of spikes at when the video has the most sound, and that is where it has matched up the text. Once you have saved that, I then show on the right-hand side of this screen the Video Manager window, and it lists the videos. I did this all on the one session, so these are the same set of videos that were being shown on the earlier slide, with now the videos having CC next to them on the right if the closed captioning has been reviewed and saved and is thus ready to view. Sometimes this procedure will fail. Sometimes it will not be able to set the timings. This tends to happen if you have a video that has a lot of reading out chemical symbols, because you have far more sound in the video than you have actual words that you are saying. In that case, it is possible, and also if you were not very proactive in scripting your videos and just talked at random, then there will be the option to automatically caption. On this slide, which unfortunately it's kind of bad colour, on the left-hand side is the captions that were set automatically by YouTube. Those contain no punctuation, no capitalisation. However, you can go in and edit those. And I find to edit YouTube's captioning for a 5-minute presentation takes me about 5 to 10 minutes. And so the finished product, what I'm showing here, is a sample of the student view in Moodle with a video including captioning. So on the top of the screen you see flip number 1 of 3 for meeting 22, Monday, March 26th. So this is a video that my students are hopefully watching right now, since this class, well, hopefully they've already watched it since this class. Oh, well, it's 26. That's next week, isn't it? Oh, this is a video from the future. The title slide is shown, limiting reactant and percent yield, and the captioning saying that we are not always using exactly the stoichiometric amount. So let's talk about 2 very common examples of real chemistry will come up. What I provide to students is that 3 days before class, they have the video lecture with the captions on YouTube. They have the comprehension quiz, which they can take 3 times. They have access to my PowerPoint slides without the narration. They have access to the transcript as a Word document. They have access to descriptions of any images that are inside the videos. And I make available for loan physical models of any structures that we are going to use in class. 3 hours before the class, I give the class assignment out as a Word file. That gives students the opportunity to print and review the assignment before coming to class. There are some obvious advantages of this content delivery method. First off, for those of you who are academics, how many times have you left a class and gone, oh, I forgot to say that? There is no chance that you will forget to say something. Students have no chance to miss anything. They can review, rewind, pause. There is, due to the captioning, no problem with, hopefully no problem, with mishearing or misunderstanding. I clearly have an accent, and there are some words that I will say that students cannot pick up on, but now they have that transcript or the captioning. For me, I can track student comprehension by seeing the results of the comprehension quiz before coming to class. So I have an idea of which vocabulary terms were well grasped and which ones were not well grasped. That gives an opportunity for, if I need to do somewhat what's commonly called just-in-time teaching, where I actually do take the board for a few minutes at the start of class and say, okay, many of you missed this question on the comprehension quiz. Let's spend a few moments going over that concept. This has built-in capacity for dealing with athletes and other excused absences, because they can still take the assignment, they will still have the content delivery. The only thing that they will be missing is the me over their shoulder experience in class. And I will also have an idea of what are the weakest concepts and what I will need to spend the most time on. There have been some less obvious tales from the field which have been very interesting, and hopefully for this group. I have had a completely deaf student in class who used a remote CART transcription. The CART transcriber was impressed that she had the full transcript before the class, particularly for chemistry vocabulary. I have not had a student that is entitled to extra time actually use it during class. Particularly with the ability to get the assignment 3 hours before class, many of my requiring extra time students have even completed the assignment before coming to class. This is really wonderful for me, because all we have to do is talk about what was in the concept. Me not being here, me being here, becomes a very minimal problem. My colleagues in the chemistry department love covering for me, because all they have to do is walk in and look over people's shoulders. My students don't resent me being gone, because they are still getting my content and my delivery and my assignment. What I don't like is that when I then have to trade for a faculty member, I get the heavy lifting. I have had students who have had the requirement for a note taker, but thus far the note takers have not been necessary, and often the student who requires a note taker has not even allowed the note taker into the room. You get to have discussion in class beyond the course content. You have time in class to talk about the actual understanding of the material. And personally, I got an Outstanding Teaching in the Natural Sciences Award after working on this and refining it for a few years and seeing great success in my general chemistry and inorganic chemistry courses. Hopefully I've convinced you that if you are not doing this already and you are a faculty member, that this might be something for you to try. It does require investment of your time. It takes me about an hour to prepare one 5-minute video, which means that I am spending 3 to 4 hours preparing for each class. Of course, I only have to do that once, or when I make a significant change, because I can reuse videos semester to semester. Since you have an assignment every class, there will be something to grade and return after every single class. On the other hand, because 3 to 4 students have worked on it, generally it is not difficult to grade, and generally it is very good. I found that I completely broke my department's rubrics for assessment of teaching, which include concepts like, did the faculty member spend time at the board discussing the concept? Was the faculty member there on time? And so thank you for listening to my presentation, and I'd also like to thank the UNC Asheville Ramsey Library Media Unit, specifically John Myers and Ann Ogg, helped me significantly with the vagaries of captioning on YouTube and for media hosting. And thank you for being here.
For more information, please contact us at cwd@acs.org. Check out these other videos and follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @ACS_CWD. Also connect with us on Facebook at cwd.acs/. This video is brought to you by the American Chemical Society, the world's largest scientific society.